All right, here we are. I should probably get rid of my sticky notes. And we are back at work. It is 9:52 p.m. I've got an hour before I probably need to go to bed, and I need to work on this Compassion for Autism project. So, we are opening up the project with one of the different scenes. This is some work that another student made. We're putting together, or he is putting together a puzzle where you put different blocks there, and that's why I'm working on the avatar. So actually, sticky notes. So what were my notes? My notes were, let's see. Simon, get save stages, show all stages you move between, enter videos inside of it, avatar tutorial, keep it in with the avatar context, make me make it and see what happens, continue to go through the sequence, 30 seconds avatar going through it. All right, so what we need to do now then is start working on some stuff. So this is his scene. Let's go to, I need to make a couple assets. So I was asked to make a pencil or a pen or something to write with. So let's just make a pencil. What do we say? So let's do polygon. We'll make a cylinder. We'll frame up on that cylinder. I should probably save these assets. We don't need that. That's good enough. Frame up on this. We need a pencil. So pencil will be something like this, right? And then we will, actually it's probably got too many sides. Let's decrease it maybe to 16. Something like that. Right click face, grab these faces, W and shift, hold up to extrude. We need the end of the pencil with the metal part, and then we need the eraser part of the pencil as well. Let's round off that edge, bevel edge, and decrease that fraction a tiny bit. Do something like this. This will be an asset that is actually not terribly close now that I think about it. Although you might have to pick up the pen or the pencil, so maybe I should have it close. But then we also need the metal band, so let's do a bevel and just slightly push that out. And I will do a shift, let's do F8, shift right click, insert edge loop tool. What I want to do is insert an edge loop. Not there. Where's the, we do multi-cut, there we go. I want to do at the 50% mark, right there. I want to do another 50% mark, right there. Let's grab this one, let's grab this one, go to R and just pull that out slightly on the plane. So there we go. So that delineates the metal portion of it. Now we could also, really the metal part comes out a little bit more, and now I'm getting picky because it's late at night and who cares, and I'm going to just push that out a little bit more than the rest of it. No one will probably notice that detail ever. Okay, so there we have the pencil, and actually the pencil's looking a bit thick, so let's go back in here and maybe scale it down a little bit. And the metal bit compared to the eraser nub is also looking a little bit long, but hey, it's probably okay. And actually the eraser nub has to fit in that, doesn't it? So we should probably try to shrink that down maybe a little bit, something like that. And then if we take this top piece here and we just shrink that down a little bit as well, that might be good enough. Okay, so, and actually no, I don't like that. I don't like that it tapers in so much. So let's right click vertex, grab all of these, and then let's grab this and just pop that out a little bit, something like that. F8 twice, good to go. Come down here to the bottom. Let's go ahead and right click face mode, grab these F up, and then we are, oh, we could do it that way. We could do this a couple different ways. So let's go to vertex mode, grab that vert, and then pull it straight down. How about that? And then if we want the graphite, we could paint this on. I guess we could just paint it in substance is what we'll end up doing. Okay, so there's our pencil. Not so sure I like maybe something like that. It still looks a little bit thick, maybe? I'm not sure. Let's name this pencil, pencil, enter. Let's do edit, delete all by type, history, modify. Actually, we need to think about the pivot. So when you grab a pencil and you write with it, I assume it's going to be further down a little bit, maybe somewhere like right around there should be our pivot point. So then we'll do that. We'll hit X, and we will try to zoom in on this. Let's just, screw it. Let's go to X-ray mode. Where is X-ray mode? Are you X-ray mode? No, but it's close enough. So we'll move this to there, turn that off, and save. We're going to call this, let's see, Picatinny is not what this project is, but maybe I need to change the, let's just save it as pencil. I'll find it another time. Pencil. So that's the pencil, and we'll do a modify freeze transforms. Now that's in a weird place. I'm wondering if I want the offset to be lower, where you actually hold the thing, because that's going to be in your hand. No one's pencil. Pencil is a whole different way of holding something. So I need a pencil and I need a piece of paper. So now that we have the pencil, let's go ahead and create a plane and increase its size. And a plane is like 4 by 11. So we're going to do maybe 8 and then height of 11 or 8 by 11, right? So that's our piece of paper, and that's going down the z-axis as well. Now all we got to do is scale this down to a proper size. So probably something like this maybe-ish, maybe a little bit more, something like that. I can go with that, sure, and modify freeze transforms on that, although we probably want to move that up to here. Let's Control H to hide that, grab this, and exit, maybe like right about there. Let's put that X right there. All right. Now, that's going to be a flat sheet of paper. I need it to be a flat sheet of paper because we're going to put the UI stuff on Unity over top of it, but there is really no reason at all that this stupid thing should have so many subdivisions. So let's see what happens if I do 5. Why not? I don't need that many, but it's fine. Now, one thing I will do is, because I'm worried about the front and back side of this, and while we could write a shader, we're not currently using the universal rendering pipeline, so I've got some other crap I've got to worry about. So what we are going to do is grab everything and do a shift and just extrude that ever so slightly up. This object shouldn't be so far away from you that z-fighting becomes an issue, but I do need some thickness to this piece of paper to make it work. I would like to roll the edges, roll the sides, do something, but that's probably not going to happen in the project that we're currently working on. So we have this. Let's call this paper. Enter. Let's right-click. Let's assign a new material and call this paper. That's not what I want. Let's do a Blinn or Lambert. It doesn't matter which one. We'll go with James Blinn for this one. And we will call this, let's see, attribute editor, edit, delete, all by type, history. Go here. We're going to do a paper and pencil underscore M material for this. The color, I like to always make that pure white so I know what I'm dealing with. I don't have a gray messing with it. We're going to go to display, show all, grab the pencil, right click, assign an existing material, paper and pencil M. Now we get to do UVs, yay! So let's go over to the UV editor. We don't currently have the UV editor window open, so let's go and find it. So let's modeling UV editor, which is going to pop up over there. And then for some reason, there we go. Now I've got the channel box over there. So here are our UVs for this object. They are trash. So let's go ahead and go to UV. We're going to find the, let's do a camera base, which is how I like to work. I like to get the camera-based one done first, and then I like to make cuts. So I will grab here above the metal, I will grab here below the metal, right-click and cut those. And then we can just grab the UV shells and move them off to the sides. Now we're going to come to the bottom. This part doesn't matter as much, but we are going to make the cut, because if we make the cut, then it's going to be easier for us to unwrap. So we're going to grab that, move that off to the side. And now what I want to do is break this down. I'm going to grab this eraser nub at the top. Let's go to cut. Grab UV shell, grab this shell, shift, right click, unfold, unfold, yay! And now we need to make a cut down the side. So if this is the z-axis, and I assume that's going to be the front of the object, I am going to put this maybe off to the side of the object. So let's see, that's Z, so we're going to go off to the right side. The reason I'm going to do that is because I'm probably going to see the front, I'm probably going to see the back. Doing this means I don't have to worry about any of that. So we're going to come all the way down here, and we're going to unselect this one, but have all the other ones selected. We're going to shift right click, do a cut. We're going to right click, go to UV shell, and grab these other UV shells, including this one. Shift right click, unfold all of those, shift right click, and then we're going to orient these shells. And we're going to grab this one, and let's rotate the shell, let's rotate the shell 90 degrees, right? So there should be some UV transformer thing in here. Let's see, show UVW tools. Now we can come here to transform, and we can go ahead and rotate this. There we are. Now this, let's go to unfold. Let's go to optimize. I'm going to hit optimize a couple times. G, flatten this out a little bit. I'm going to then right click, and then I would like to straighten these UVs. So let's go ahead and find straighten UVs right there. That's nice and flat. That's flat. That's good as well. So now we have everything we need to lay out. We can grab these. shift right click, layout, UV layout, and then we are going to do 1024 is probably plenty of pixels for what we're dealing with. Pre-shell rotation is off, preserve 3D ratio is on. We will allow translation of the shells. I'm not going to rotate them, so I keep things nice and vertical. I'm not going to do the full square. Let's instead do the, I'm not sure. I thought there was an option to align things to the left. This is the full layout. I want to do shift right click layout, but I want to do over. So I want to do along the V axis. Yeah, I guess we could do that. What about the U axis? But it did rotate these elements, so now they're facing this other way. I kind of wanted these facing the other way, so let's do a 90-degree rotate. Oh, there we go. Shift right click, rotate shell clockwise. I wanted it kind of to all be in lined up. So let's take these. We'll mess with it in a second. Let's grab the piece of paper and see what we're actually dealing with. So here are the UVs for this. We're going to take this. I'm just going to UV, as I always do, camera this, shift right click. Let's go to unfold. Hold on. Oh, hold on. That's one giant piece. We're going to have to separate the front and the back. Right click. I think I hear something. I wonder if my kids are awake. We're going to click all of these. We're going to actually delete them. And what I'm going to do is actually have this right on top of it. So I do want to go to shading and turn on backface culling. And you'll notice that when I do that, I'm not seeing the underside. So if we double click here, that means I get the underside selected. Right now, we're actually seeing the back side of that. So when I extruded it, I did it wrong. Let's go to display and reverse these. Now we'll have both of them, right? So the next thing to do is I'm going to grab this whole layer right here. We're going to hit W. For move tool, I want to do DV snap to here. I'm going to hit the V key, middle mouse click to there, and now these two pieces of paper are sandwiched right on top of each other. So what we should be able to do is grab this side and grab that side, or just grab them here, shift right click, unfold, unfold. Now we've got both pieces. The next thing I'm going to want to do is orient these. So let's grab this one, and then let's do, we want to, my gosh, orient shells, right? But now I need to make sure the top of one is probably going to be the same as the other one. So let's grab this one, rotate, rotate. Take a look now. This is the lower corner right there. Right there. So what is this corner? So that is that corner, and that is that corner. Okay, so this one matches up with that one. Does it really matter? Probably not. I'm going to right click, go to UV shell, grab this, hold down the DV key, move that there, hold down the V key, move that there for right now. Grab both of these and just X snap them, or V snap to hold down DV to move the pivot point, and hold down X to move that there. Now I've got that perfectly matched right there. Now let's grab both objects at the same time, this one, and then we can take a look at what our UVs are like. Now we could cut the pencil up, but there's really no reason. It's a freaking pencil, no one cares. We could go in here and start playing with things. What I would like to probably do is grab everything, go to layout, UV layout, and I want to make sure I have enough padding. So shell padding is 6, tile padding is 6. This is going to be 6 units from the side, 6 pixels. Packing region, full square, distribute, that's fine. We can translate to shells. I do not want to currently rotate them. I do want to preserve 3D ratios. Let's hit apply and see what it comes up with. So it's putting the two pieces of paper side by side. Now, I don't actually like that, so what I am going to do instead is I'm going to grab one piece of paper, move it over here, grab these two pieces of paper, or grab these elements. We're going to hit apply again, and the paper is going to get put over here. Now what I'm going to do is grab DV, grab this piece of paper, and hit this over here. Oh, it didn't rescale that, did it? Can I copy the UVs from this to that one? Could I use a lattice, actually, to do this? So DV, move this here, grab this one there. Now we could just eyeball it and get it close. I personally don't like to eyeball. I'm the kind of person who likes to get it exact, but we could do that if we wanted to. And that's close enough. What I am going to do now is grab the one that's ever so slightly smaller. That's what I think I'm going to do. So that's not this one. Let's grab both, unselect that one, and now I'm going to move this exactly 1 unit in the U, 0 units in this side. Hold on. Let's see. I'm not sure why it moved it right there. Let's do DV here, DV there, V there, and now I want to move this thing exactly So move. I want to move it 1 unit over into this U space, because if I do that, when I do the bake inside of Substance Painter, I won't have competing polygons on top of each other. It knows that if I have this in a different section of the UVs, everything should actually be fine. So we're going to be good there. Oh, hold on. Whoop. Where are you? There we go. Insert jokes here. Anthony, you do not have to provide any funds for this stupid live stream that I'm currently doing. What are you wearing? I am wearing a shark onesie. Why? Because I'm currently at home with my 2 kids who I just put to sleep at 8 o'clock, and this was funny. That's why I'm currently wearing this. That is the only reason I'm currently wearing this. But what we're actually trying to do, in this perfect world, is we are working on a VR autism project that I have at work, and I have 2 weeks to finish this entire project, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff I need to work on. So I am trying to get it done as much as possible. So we have these 2 different models now done. We have paper, and we have the other one. Let's go to Edit, Delete All by Type, History, and we are going to export out these individually. So grab both. Go to. Oh, actually, are these still separate? No. Grab both, go to Edit. We're going to go to Game Exporter and Export Selection, and we are going to do these individually. Actually, we're going to grab this one first, and let's just call this. So this is actually pickup. So we're going to call this Pencil. Let's see. And actually, I'm trying to think, do I need to export these? So we're going to do this in 2 different ways. I'm going to move the pencil off of the paper because I'm sharing the same UV coordinates and I want this to be together. So we're going to do pencil and paper exported together inside of this. And let's go to Windows and Outliner, and pencil and paper are what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and do an export as an FBX file. We have triangulated. We have tangents and binormals set up. We are going to open Substance Painter, and we're going to paint these 2 assets really fast. Let's see. So opening that up whenever it wants to be ready. So you'll notice I'm using full version of Maya at this point. So it turns out that it was cheaper for me to buy a full license. They're moving away from the LT license. Now that I get all the power of normal Maya, I'm hopefully going to do some more interesting things inside of here. Maybe. We'll see what happens. So let's go back to Substance Painter, and we're going to come in here, and let's go to File, New, and we are going to follow the Universal Rendering Pipeline. No, we can't. We're doing the standard pipeline inside of Unity. So we're going to just go and grab the, let's see, ABR Metallic Roughness. We're going to do 1024. We're going to use OpenGL. We're going to turn off tangent space per fragment. We're not going to auto unwrap. We're going to select our asset, and let's find it. So we'll go to this desktop. We're going to go to desktop, and Compassion for Autism, assets, models, right? And then we're going to do pickups, and we're going to do pencil and paper, and that should be good enough. Hit OK. And here are our assets. Now, I don't know if I have the right substance materials for these, so let's do paper. I do not have any paper, which means I need to start to look at the Adobe Marketplace. So let's do Creative Suite really fast, and let's find, so Substance Designer, Substance Painter. Where do I get the Substance... Oh, Substance 3D Modeler, that's new. And 3D Stager, compose things. That's 3D Sampler, create 3D materials, no. Dimension. Damn. Okay, you know what, let's find the Adobe Substance, what is this called? Library. They used to have a link over here, but they got rid of it. Adobe Substance 3D Asset homepage. Hopefully I'm logged in. So, yes, I am logged in. So, welcome to Substance Academy. We need assets. Actually, my assets. We're going to find the right assets is what we're going to actually do. So, let's go to Prepare, and let's find some paper. So, we have complicated paper. I just need normal paper. Glued paper. Charcoal watercolor paper, bond paper, line paper, photography paper. We might go with the photography paper because it looks like I can embellish kind of how it looks. So, oh, do we have just lined paper? They used to have one, actually, for lined paper. So we did paper. Let's try that again, paper. All formats. Let's do SBSAR, substance archive file. And paper, there should be a lined paper. Paper. There's too many papers. What about lines? Notebook. Let's try notebook paper. Lined paper, that's what we want. Okay, download SBSA, Substance Painter archive file. Let's throw this into, let's make a new substance, and then let's call these SBARC files. That's what it is, substance archive files, right? SBSR. There we go. And let's save the lined paper there. Let's go back to Substance and go to import resource, add resource, and let's find this original resource. So substance, lined paper. We are going to import this in. Yes, that's fine. Paper is good. We're going to import it into the current session. Import. Before we break everything, let's save this out. So I want to save as, and we're going to go back to the desktop. And this is where I wish there was just like a faster way of doing this. Let's do that. Let's save this to Painter, and we will do pencil and paper. Save. So we've got our material. We also need a pencil, really, right? So maybe we can look for that. Let's see if there's a good substance for that. So let's do pencil or graphite. I don't see that. What is graphite? Graphite lead? No. Carbon. We'll find something eventually. Sensitive content. Flesh carbonized. That really makes me want to click it. Ooh, burned wood. I wonder if we can, we might be able to use this. Let's do that. Let's download burned wood and put that in. And then we're going to need eraser. We can try that. It's just like a wiped off paint concrete. No, we've got plenty of metals, don't we? All right, we'll just find it. So we were doing, what the hell is wrong with me? Paper. We'll put the line paper on this. Doop. Hey, what do you know? That kind of just magically sort of worked there. I'm wondering if we want to get rid of the dots because I'm not going to have this have transparency associated with it. I mean, we could do a cutout. Do you want to do a cutout? We'll do a cutout. We will come over here. We will go to opacity or translucency, I guess. But translucency is the opposite of opacity, so is it really what I want to use? Probably not. Unsupported by shader. We're going to do an opacity one. Let's go to the shader itself and change that to, let's see, PBR, metal. I think this is the one we want with alpha test. Yeah, we just want a simple alpha test. We're not going to do blending. And that's what we have. So we added the channel. So if we come back here, take a look. We have an opacity channel, 8 bits. Go to our layers. Oh, we need to bake this before we do anything else. So let's go over here, do a bake. I'm going to do the bake equal to 1024. Let's see, we don't need to do any of that. None of this matters. Anti-aliasing, we're going to pop up to 8. Let's do bake textures. And this might give me some stuff because they're overlapped. We're going to find out in a second. Surprisingly, it didn't. So that's actually not half bad. Now we just need to make this work. So going over to the layer, right click, let's add a black mask. Let us go back to this layer now and crap. It's been a little bit since I've been in Substance Painter and I'm having a brain fart. So we're going to come here, yes, grab this, and that is now good, although you'll notice the backside is flipped. So that's actually a problem. I'm going to need to fix the UVs and re-export. So that side needs to be the other side. So let's grab, we need to do a flip. So shift right click and let's do I don't want to rotate, I want to flip it. And that's going to be, let's see, flip. Bam. Okay, so now that's flipped. So the left should be the right and the right should be the left. The only other problem though is, let's see, let's close that. Let's come back over here. The only other problem now is that exactly what I want? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That should be okay. Yeah, we're going to go with that. So coming back to Maya, let's grab both assets, file, game exporter. I think that's down here. Yep. And we're going to do another export. Export, yes. Successful. Go back to Substance, go back to Edit, go back to Project Configuration. We are going to select the new version of that model, hit OK, and now, look, oh, we got little holes, and more importantly, the little holes on the back side also line up, so that's not a problem. But the scale's a little off, so let's go to the properties of this and take a look at it and see what we can do. So we've got height. We don't really need a normal map, I don't think. We'll turn it on. It probably does nothing, honestly. It's a little bit more crisp. The normal and the height map are going to be converted anyway into just a normal map later on, so it might be a little bit much. So spiral bound, unpunched, spiral bound, ooh, unpunched, and then blank paper. How did I get the one that I had before, though? This one's unpunched. Where's the punch? So hole punch amount, ding, 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 ding. So normally these are 3ers, I think. The density is way too high, and we also don't have a header, is what I'm realizing. So normally you would have an offset off the top. So line thickness, let's see what that's like. Oh, that's way too thick. That's like when they screw up the printing process. That's about good. Line density, I am going to lower to maybe something like that. Grain, no, we're going to dial that back just a tiny bit. Wrinkle, way too much. They did not, just do a tiny bit. And then the length of the fibers. So let's zoom in for this one. Actually, that grain is probably, I'm not liking that. Let's rotate the light source and get that. So there's the sheen, the glossy sheen we get on the paper. Now I'm going to make the paper a little bit rougher. Okay, there we are. We're getting picky. And let's take a look at the fiber length. So if we zoom in, are we noticing? Okay, there we go. That's what is changing. So I'm going to do maybe somewhere around that. Fiber rotation. I don't know if anyone's going to notice that. There's the random rotation of the fibers, which I guess is fine. Stain density. Stain is okay. I mean, I would have picked maybe... No, I don't like the stains. We're going to get rid of stains. That's just stupid. Right or left-sided, hole punch amount. There is not anything for the top of the paper, because normally it doesn't look like that. I could duplicate this and do 2, and then... is it really that important? It's not that important. Let's not do it, George. All right, we're not going to do it. So let's go to wood. And we're going to need, like painted wood, really, is what we're going to want. So, honestly, we could go with... Do I have a pencil? I do. I have a pencil. Here is a pencil. Why am I trying to eyeball this on my own? So this is just a flat painted thing. So we're going to want to do... I don't know, like, what about paint? Let's just grab a, let's see, gouache. No. Maybe we could do gouache. Roller material, though, we could try as well. Let's throw that up here. And let's see what we're going to do with this. So, right-click, black mask. We're just going to grab these parts here. So let's just grab this. Oh, sorry. We're going to grab that. We're going to grab this. We're going to do that. We're going to include that in the UVs, hopefully. And, it's not showing much. Am I doing something wrong? There's no height map found. No opacity map. That's fine. We don't need that. So let's get rid of those. But... we need a yellow color, right? So scrolling down, base Why does this look weird? Oh! Did I screw this up? Wait. Let's put that... No. No, I didn't. We're going to delete that. I'm not sure what's going on. Let's just do a gouache. Notice how the color's not showing up anywhere. It's just that weird band in the middle. Base material paint. Do I really not have just normal paint textures in this? Let's delete that. Let's come back here and let's try to steel paint it. You know what? It doesn't matter where it comes from. All that matters is that it's correct. So we'll just modify the values until we get something. Now that's a little bit too green. Oh, I should have made the hard edges on the sides of the pencil. I'm going to have to go back. Let's make it a little bit more orangey. And this is where you're all going to find out that I suck at color. We'll go with that. That's good enough. And then roughness, relatively glossy, but we're getting this weird sort of inconsistent pattern across the surface, and that's because I'm using this metal crap. So what if we got rid of a few things? No, it doesn't matter. It's like that. Can we just find a stupid material that's just like, let's just do plastic, and I'll dull something. So we'll do a plastic matte. How about that? We'll go with that instead. And we will, can I save this color to a swatch? Yes, I can. We're going to grab that color, come over here, pick this one, choose the swatch, go over here, delete that one. This is still not quite the right color. I think it maybe needs to be a little bit brighter and possibly a little bit more yellow. Maybe like that. We'll go with that for right now. Okay, now we can right click, we can add a black mask, we can come back over here and grab, nope. I only want to grab these elements right there. All right, and then really, I should be doing this kind of up and down thing. Do we want to do the up and down thing, George? Do we want to do it? We can do it. Because we can come over here, we can go shift right click face, I can come and let's see, if I grab these, I guess really with the way a pencil is, it would be this edge, can I go all the way around like this and keep it, should be an even number, so I should be able to do this, but I guess I'd want all those edges to be hard, so let's go to mesh and do hard edge. Did that hard edge them? Yes, it did. You can see them right there. And then what we can do is I can go to vertex mode, and then actually, hold on a second. Let me see which ones are the hard edge. So that's a hard edge. So if that's a hard edge, we're going to want every other vertex frame up. Like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. And we are going to now push that up or in. Now why is my pivot way over there? Come over back here, reset the damn pivot. All right, that's good. We're going to move this up-ish. You know what? I don't like what that's doing with the rest of the mesh, so I'm probably going to make a cut across the whole thing. So you can see how we're getting this black streak that's going across. So what we are going to do is we're going to do a multi-cut all the way through this entire pencil. U, C. Enter. Great. Now, where we take a look at it this way, you'll notice those are still kind of pushed in, so we're going to want these to be the same distance out as the other one. So we're going to click this plane. I'm going to vertex snap going that way. Nope, that didn't work. I want to constrain to that plane. Why are you not constraining? Fine, we'll constrain this way, and then we'll constrain that way. And then at the end of the day, you will do what I want. So we'll go this way, and then we will do that way. And then we'll do that way, and then this way. And we will keep doing this until everyone gets bored and goes home. Luckily, I am already home. Okay, this way and this way. Welcome to the wonderful world of 3D modeling, where you too could be bored as hell. Okay, F8, go back to object mode. I can live with that, I think, a little bit better, so we're going to save that. Now, technically, I did move UVs and then I cut UVs, so if we take a look really fast, it looks like that's just going to end up on the sides of this. Not a problem. So F8, so we've got our edges now, and we've got our, oh, wait a second. Does that go uniformly? It does not go. It does not go all the way up, does it? Was there a, notice how it's very hard-edged here, but then as it interpolates up here, we lose it. And that's because of this part up here. So what we should do is grab this one here and this one here. We can make those hard-edged. So let's go to Mesh Display. We're going to do a hard edge there. And that will make that whole edge all the way up and down hard. And then yes, technically, usually the indent in the metal here and here would make this a hard edge too. So we can make that hard. And save that. Now we'll do an export. So File, Game Exporter, and we will export everything. Yes, we shall. Okay, export is successful. Save, come back over to Substance Painter, go to Edit, Project Configuration, select, grab that pencil and paper back. So there it is. And that's all good. Hit OK. And yay! We are going to go ahead and rebake this though, just in case those normals end up changing some things. So you never know. Possible to boost your mic volume by like 40%. Is it really that low? No problem. I just boosted it even more. I have my stuff cranked to the max and I can just barely hear you. Alright, I hope that's better. We're in the red range, or the yellow range at this point. I'm also talking a little bit lower than I normally do because where I currently am situated is my living room, and literally on the other side is where my kids are sleeping. So this is sort of a late night, I really shouldn't be doing this right now, kind of quick stream. So let's see, we are going to find metal. So I assume it's aluminum metal. It's pure. Aluminum metal is always way too pure. Honestly, it doesn't have any kind of break it in it. So is there another aluminum? We do have polished. Maybe if we take the aluminum scratched, that's really looking like crap, and we lighten it up a bit to like, let me see. Well, actually, this one's green, but they're usually just like a crappy aluminum color. There's the anodized color, which we're going to not make too much different. We're going to go ahead, right-click, and go to Black Mask, and we are going now to select just this area here. Now, I'm not loving that. I'm sure no one else is either. So if we move this here, and we rotate the whole damn thing around, it's very pixelated. You know, looking at the UVs for this thing, do I have room? I mean, yeah, there's actually a lot of room to where we can make this not so pixelated. So if we grab this and we move it up to like here and then just sort of scale it up, maybe scale that up a little bit more, grab this one, also move it here and scale that up. That's the pencil top. And then we can do the same for the bottom part here. And then we can do that for the top. And I'm trying to keep, though, the top part the same texel resolution. So we're going to right-click, grab this. We're going to straighten this entire thing, straighten UVs, save, and we've got, okay, well, the next thing I'm going to do is grab these, and I'm going to make sure that they're actually on the grid. So straighten UVs, straighten border, normalize, match UVs, match grid is what I want. No, that's not actually what I want. Where is this? Snap, distribute, orient, randomize, snap and stack shells, stack, stack, unstack tools, unitize, straighten, straighten, normalize, match UVs. I swear it was match grid. I think they just called it something different. So we're going to go up to a 1024 map, and I'm going to go to pixel border is what I'm going to do. So that's going to make sure that the pixel, that it ends on the border of a pixel. Although, in theory, I think you would technically want it to be in the center of a pixel. I think in theory you would want it to be in the center of a pixel. So we're going to do center of the pixel instead for those. We're going to leave the other stuff where it is. Let's go ahead and do another export. Grab, and File, Game Exporter, and export again. Yes. Okay. Come back to Substance, Edit, Project Config, select, and do another paper pencil, hit OK. And so the UVs are going to be a little bit crap, so we got to go ahead and rebake them. So let's bake that now. Sorry about the poor volume before. I didn't know it was that low. Oh God, I do look ridiculous with this stupid onesie on, don't I? I really should think before I do things. Let's see. I still need the eraser nub on the end. The eraser nub is a very diffuse material. That is looking a little bit less pixelated, maybe. It still looks like trash, honestly. I'm not liking the... I think I'm going to scratch amount's going to get rid. It really shouldn't really be any scratches. I'm trying to think how shiny that really is. Scratch scale. Let's make the scale small. I'm going to keep the anodized part, but maybe lower the density a bit. And let's see if we can't randomize that. Well, it's good enough. We'll go with it for now. But oh, check that out. You can see it actually starting to weep into the other part of the texture right there. So that is probably because I don't have things lining up well on the grid. Do I care? Does it matter enough? I don't think it matters enough. Yeah, I'm thinking about that too. At the same time, I don't know how close we're going to be getting to this asset. We could add the divots. So if we came here, and let's see. Yeah, so there's usually like a little divot to hold it in place, right? So we're going to need to do that by painting that on with a normal map, right? So we're going to come over to our paint layer. Let's just call this divots. Save that, and paint. And this is where I'm going to take a minute, because the way they change things in Substance Painter since Adobe took over, I actually really hate how they organize things now. Well, let's get rid of that. And I want to find just a normal map. So this is searching for base materials, but what we want is a normal. So can I do let's do large, maybe. Maybe that's as big as it gets. All right. And then we're going to want a normal map of like just a dot. Can I do a search for just normal maps? So we have smart materials, smart masks, filters, brushes, alphas, textures, and environments. Okay, I guess it's going to fall under textures. They used to have a separate category for normal maps, which was really kind of nice. I guess they got rid of it. Although, is there a designation? No, there's not. Of course not. Why would they make it easier? We could probably, if it's small enough scale, this internal detail won't really matter. Do we just have something more circular? We could use the vent if we wanted to. Oh, we have this window. Or, yeah. So if we use the window, so let's scale that way down. And what we want to do is paint. So on this layer, we're only going to have a normal map. And I don't want a uniform color. I want to paint with this thing right here. And let's see. Now, let's go to normal map right here. I just want to see what happens if I paint. Okay, so not a whole lot. So let's go to... So that's the alpha I'm currently using. So that's an alpha on top of everything. I don't actually want anything, so let's kill the alpha. And let me see if I paint. If I paint, what happens? I'm not really getting a whole lot of detail. What if I make this bigger? Oh, there we go. Okay, pink. So that's because it's such a tiny little detail. So what we can do is, if we want to be a perfectionist, we can turn on our symmetry stuff. I think we can do dual symmetry, can't we? We can do that across the... can I do multiple planes? No. Why? Radial symmetry. We could do radial if we wanted to. Yeah. So actually, where was the other radial one? Let's go here. We'll do radial symmetry about the y-axis, right? That's what we want. And then I think there's probably only 4 of these. So let's do a count to a 4 count instead. And all we got to do now is bink. So I'm not sure how that's going to show up, honestly. So we can do 1, 2, 2. Maybe right about there. We need those vertical lines, though, don't we, at the same time? Maybe sculpt the high poly version and bake that, because the edges shouldn't be that harsh. I could do that. The question is, what am I needing this for? And if you take a look at the project, the quality of the other assets are, yeah. So there's a point where if I do too good of a job, it's going to look really bad compared to the rest of the scene. So, because I'm not in charge of everything, I'm just doing a couple assets for this. So I kind of need to make sure I don't go too crazy with things. I would like those vertical lines though, if we can get that. So if I could get this texture and stretch it out and go vertical with it instead, that could be nice. So if I take this texture, so let's see, that's that. And if we rotate this like there, and then I wonder, no, that's too big. But if I did something like this, where I held down Shift, so we clicked here, and then we clicked down here. Oh no, that's not what we want at all, is it? I really kind of just need the vertical line. Excuse me, let me move this way. There we go. Last thing you all need to hear. Yeah, if I had more time, the sculpt would be the better way to go. But this is really meant to be something small. You should see the cartoony character that's going to pick it up. Oh, we do have a bevel line. That might work. So if we bevel line this, see it's coming, it's pretty harsh. So I'm thinking what we might want to do is decrease the, because normally what? It's like a band that goes this way, doesn't it? It's like a 2 set, something like this. So we would click here and then we would click like over there. And then we would probably do actually from like here to there-ish. And then maybe we can fudge that last band. They're not dense enough though, and they're too tall. So let's decrease that. And then let's increase the number. Let's increase the length too. But I think we want more of these. So let's come over here, and instead of it being a 4 count, let's do something dumb, like 16 count. And then we can do a very small, like from here to like there. Maybe that didn't work out. There? How come it's not doing it there? See how it's actually, there's a break in the pattern. Let's check out that symmetry again and try to figure it out. So maybe I just have too many. Let's lower it to like 10. How come it's not? That's weird. Doesn't seem like the symmetry is actually working correct. Because then I'm going to have to go in there and do that manually. What does that look like? Okay. You know what? It's actually not so bad. It's a minor detail that I really shouldn't be caring about, but you know, it's not so bad. Although I think it's probably even a little bit smaller, right? And then bing, 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 bing. And then there's like another band, usually that goes across here, right? Something like that. And then now I need to get rid of the radial symmetry and do this last bit by hand, which is going to kind of suck because I'm going to screw it up. Close enough. Close enough. All right, that's something. Now we need a pink eraser. Let's see, how are we going to do the pink eraser? The pink eraser is very diffuse, so let's just go to our materials and find something. You know what? Skin. Let's use skin for the eraser. So we've got a calf skin, a human nose top skin. We've got a whole bunch. We could put sores in if we wanted to. Let's just go with the calf skin. Put that at the top. Call this eraser. And grab this, and we need a pinkier color. So now I'm in a room with really bad lighting, so I'm probably going to get this incorrect, but it's what, a lovely shade of puce. This is how we would describe this color. I think I'm actually getting kind of close with that. So we're going to do a black mask, and let's go ahead and add in white the top bit. Now the bumpiness is way too much, and we also need to make sure that we change this over to a triplanar projection. We've got a little bit of a little lip going on there, but it's not terrible. Actually, that's really bothering me now that I look at it. Can I see whether or not the UVs are trash over here? Or not the UVs, but the... Oh, we do have a hard edge on the top of the eraser. I did not realize that. So if I grab that and then we... can we do a soften? Let's go to soften edge. Yeah, that really bothers me. Let's go back and re-export this out, and hopefully we don't break anything. So export, game export selector, export, yes. Okay, here we are, edit, and configuration, select, pencil, and okay. Better, I like that better. Okay, it's not bad. It's a little bit bumpy. This could actually probably be a hair more like that, maybe. What's my roughness set to? Yeah, there really shouldn't be any roughness to it. It's fairly, or it's very rough, excuse me. Oh, and then we have the bottom piece of this. So, it was used before, just drag it down. Looks for my, yes. Yeah, we should probably do that and make it look a little bit more worn because any eraser would have little chip marks in the sides of it, right? Now, just so you have an idea, hold on a second, let's open up the scene with our horrible avatar that we're currently using, AJ. Let's go to scenes and GG level 1. Or no, avatar setup is what we want. So to give you an idea of what we're dealing with here, the realism, it will astound you. So this is AJ that we see here. And AJ is, we're using AJ because, I should move that over. We're using AJ because we were going to be using the meta avatar system that's built inside of Unity. The issue is that the person I'm working with to make that happen was having some issues getting it to work. So this is a close approximation of what a Facebook-esque character looks like. So I could start rigging the base layers, the top layers, and the inverse kinematic hands so that the character will follow along with whatever you're doing. And that's why I'm not stressing too much on the pencil. Yes, I know default. It's going to be replaced in the future, but the problem is that to work with the Facebook avatars, you need to actually understand a pretty large amount of poorly documented stuff, and the person I'm working with just does not have the time to make that happen. So yeah, it's trash. I know. Just bear with us. Well, bear with me. I will replace those avatars at a later date with something hopefully better. So what I do need is something that's graphite. So we did download that crazy charcoal thing, and what I'm hoping is I can remove parts of that. I can remove what makes it like that, but keep what makes it all chunky and nasty looking, but keep some of the other parts of it. So let's go to Substance, SBSAR, Burnt Wood, and let's go to Current Session Import, Save, and let's bring the burnt wood in. And if we're lucky, we can make this work. So there will not be a height map or a normal map on this surface because it should be smooth. Now I would like to make a lot darker, like down to there. That should be good. And the roughness, this should be very shiny since it's graphite. So we're going to make it something like that. Now there's something called dust spread. So that's that dustiness on it. Really shouldn't be a lot of that. I'm almost thinking about taking the sheen down a bit more. Crack spreading. That's really not something we're going to notice. Pattern scale, though. I'm going to keep it low. And then the wood color's fine. Now, what I don't like is the roughness. So we have a normal intensity, we have a saturation, we have contrast. I do not like it's not rough enough because I'm trying to look because you don't get a reflection really. It's a sharp, crisp highlight, but I don't want the room to be reflected in any of it. So yeah. Actually, now I'm not really seeing a whole lot. Oh, that's because I got rid of the roughness map. So yeah, that's, I mean, there you go. Somewhere in there, maybe. We just need to get rid of everything else. So we'll go to black, and we're going to paint this on, I think. So let's make this smaller. And this should be a very hard edge-ish, so, but what? Usually one side's a little bit higher up than the other. So we'll just kind of paint this down and in and around, something like that. It's not perfect. Let's do this and up to there, and not terrible. There probably should be more of a wood grain in this piece. I don't even think I have a texture on that. What about the Ready Player Me avatars? What are the Ready Player Me avatars, actually? I'm not familiar with that. Oh, God. Oh, wow. Okay. Huh. Okay. So one of the reasons why we were going with the Facebook avatar was because in this project, each person needs to customize the avatar to look like their personal child. And does this just generate avatars, or does this allow you within the engine to create the avatar itself? Because if that's the case, then I could totally use it. Cross-platform avatar system for developers. Avatar. Custom avatars into your environment. Okay, is the editor built into Unity? Unity SDK. All right. All right. Well, you know what? This merits more research. I'm going to take a look at this and bring this to the student I have who's been working on the avatar stuff. And I'm going to have them look into it and see if that's going to be easier for them to work with than what they were trying to do. The issue with they don't know any like solid C, and there's a lot of function calls to the C side implementation that they don't understand. So if this is a lot easier for them to figure out, then I'm all on board for it. Let's find some wood. And I think I'm going to take this antique one and play with it a little bit. We're going to make this a lot lighter and maybe a little bit more yellow. Like somewhere. Oh, but the one I have actually has almost like a pink hue to it. Something like that. This pencil does, at least. We're going to go with that. And then we are going to right-click, black mask, and we're going to put this under the burnt wood and have the burnt wood override everything, I think. So let's go here and grab this, and we'll grab these individual ones here, here, and here. And yes, technically we need to put a number 2 on the pencil and all that good stuff, but I'm not going to worry about that. This is not about creating the final asset anyway. Who knows? This might get revised at some point. It probably will, hopefully, because work that I do in one night shouldn't be used for everything. Okay, we also are going to want to change the projection method on this, I think. Let's go to triplanar projection. Actually, let's do planar projection, or maybe not. Cylindrical projection? God, all these look like trash. Let's go back to UV projection. I actually like the way the grains are going, but I think I want to put them on an off angle. Kind of like trying to see what this is rotating through in space. I want this on an angle. I think the tiling, let's do 0.8 maybe. And let's do, if we do triplanar projection, it's going to get really big, but then we can increase this and then rotate this. I don't like that at all. Because I'm getting a different projection on these sides than I am the bottom, and really what I wanted is to just come straight up from the bottom. And this wood burn one, the different layers need to replace what's underneath. So we need the roughness. No, it shouldn't be roughness. It'll be like height map should be replaced, and the normal map should also be replacing whatever was there as well. But this needs a normal map therefore to replace, which means I don't want that normal map on though, so we could put another layer below this one. Let me see. So there's replace. Is there... No, there's not. Okay, I'd have to fill this with something. I suppose I could just fill this with a base normal map, right? So if we come... Oh, it's having some problems generating things. That's interesting. All right, let's just put a fill layer below this one, and I'm going to get rid of everything but the normal map, and I'm going to replace the wood cherry stuff here. So we don't want the normal map or the height map coming through here, and these are going to be a replace, and we are going to do height map, replace, yes, and normal map, replace, and go back to base coloration and go to, let's see, I want this mask here. I want to copy the mask, copy mask, and paste the mask into mask. Okay, so now that, oh, I always hate how this works. So normal is set to replacement, which means it's replacing the whole thing. What I really only wanted to do is, let's just do, I only wanted to do where the pass-through is. So why am I, hold on, let's get rid of this. So that's this layer, and that's replacing everything with this particular color, but it should only be doing it in the appropriate place. Let's do replace. Ooh, ooh, Nope. Multiply, divide. I just want to... This is what I always hate about this program. Oh, I'll have a good night. Thank you for coming around and talking. I don't know how much later I'll be up anyway. I'm going to give that Ready Player Me a definite peek at things. So that might be a good solution because I don't want to program it. I was trying to have a student program it, not me. Okay, let's see. Fudge. I don't want it to replace everything. I just want it to replace that bit. Let's just delete that layer. This is too intense as well. And actually, you know what, I'm really kind of just liking it the way it was to begin with. Yeah, I don't like how any of that looks now. Oh, wait. Hold on. If we take the normal intensity and just crank that to 0, that'll be fine, right? And then we take the height. We just get rid of the height map. So we don't have a height. We can check that. Now, why is that coming through? If we do add a height map, that's that part there. We get that kind of nasty little bit there. So if we take a look at the height map over here, we can see the difference in the height. So we have the wood and then we have the graphite, which we don't actually want. So if we come back to the wood and take a look at the technical parameters, the height range and the height position. I'm going to lower the height range. But let's see if we can't make the height position a little bit closer to what the graphite is. We still get this sort of shiny weirdness going on, and this part of the pencil is probably a little bit too bright. Yeah, and the wood is a little bit too much. So maybe something like that. And I'm going to dial back the pinkness on that a little bit and close that, and maybe that's fine. Maybe somewhere around there. All right. I think it's okay. This might not be quite the right color. This probably should be a little bit more nubbed up and roughed up. Is my thought, like paint on this and make it a little broken up, maybe. But that's something we can deal with later. So we have the piece of paper and we now have the pencil. So let's go ahead and do an export of the texture. And let's do an export. The eraser is probably too high as well, looking at it again. But it's good enough. All right, Fritz, don't worry. I'll be going to bed soon. I can't do this all night. Too old. Where the heck? Compassion for autism and substance and textures. Fritz, what are you? Fritz. This is Fritz. He is a kitty cat. He is 16 years old, maybe 17 at this point. Textures. We are going to call this select folder. We'll call it whatever we want to call it. We are going to export this using Unity. I think we can do the Universal Render Pipeline Metallic Standard. Let's take a look at that in the export list. So if we go to the Unity Universal Rendering Pipeline Metallic, we get transparency, smoothness, normal, and emission, which we won't need all of the above for. We will be doing based on output template. And yes, that should be fine. We're going to do 1024. And that should be good to go. Let's do export. Okay, great. So close that, save, minimize, come back over to Unity, go to models. Let's do so we can do a couple different things. I did move and translate this, but it still should be fine, this FBX model. So let's go to models, pickups. We have pencil and paper. We're going to go to create, folder, materials. We're going to go into the materials, right click, go to create, and create a new material, and we'll call this, actually we don't need to create the material. What am I doing? We're going to export the material. So let's go to pencil and paper, export materials, go to materials, hit select, material has been exported, delete this old material. We don't need that anymore. Go to pencil and paper M, and we're going to change this to a bright white color. And now we just need to get the textures. So let's go to import new asset, go over to substance, textures, grab these wonderful textures here. Wow, you can see some craziness going on with the colors on the texture. Grab this, put this for the albedo channel, grab this metallics channel, grab this normal channel, hit fix now, and let's grab the actual pencil, which is going to be a horrible scale, I'm sure. Move this here, hit F to frame up. And yeah, it's a little bit big, that's for sure. But it's not so bad, really. A few things we are going to change, though, is we need to add the transparency. So let's go back to the material, materials, standard. We're going to change this to cutout. So now we get our nice little holes on either side. So that's good. Then we've got our wonderful little pencil, which, you know what, is not terrible. That nub on the end is a little bit long, but it's okay. We do have a strange offset. So we have pencil and paper. So let's move paper. We need to unpack this prefab. Right click and unpack prefab. Where the prefab? There we go. Unpack completely. Grab the pencil, grab the paper, pull them out, delete both of these. Go to prefabs, and then let's create another pickups. Pickups, enter, grab the pencil, put it there, grab the paper, put it there. Let's open each of the prefabs. Let's zero out the location and space for that. Let's go to the pencil and zero out that in space as well. Save, go back to the scene now, and yay. So we've got the piece of paper. We can move this down here. We've got a pencil. So let's make a change. We are going to delete this this object, and we are going to have the character now reach for the pencil. So going over, I'm sorry for hitting that, going over to AJ, we are going to grab the pencil and put that in the object to pick up. We're going to hit save, hit run. We're going to see if inverse kinematics works. And then I think I'm going to go to bed because it's 11 o'clock and I have to be up at least 6 a.m. Okay, so there is our horrifying character. Hello, character. How are you? We're going to press the button and it's going to reach up and put the pencil through his face. And we can see this wonderful, horrible offset that we have going on here. So if we grab the, that's the paper. The pencil now has been moved under the transform of AJ. So, if I remember right, I actually need the pencil to have pencil pick up offset. So let's move that under the pencil. And this is actually going to possibly be a problem, but what we would want to do is let's reset the transforms for this, and then I'm going to kind of put this off and over here. And I think I'm going to need to rotate this thing a little bit different to make it pick up right. But let's play around with it for a second. We're going to rotate this 90 degrees going this way, and I'm going to rotate this 90 degrees going this way, and we'll see how badly this does not work. And actually, I need to change this. I need to change the transform. So let's go back to AJ, put this as the pencil that we're binding to, and then we're going to hit run. And hello, Monsieur AJ, and we're going to go to the pencil and press. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to press this, and we can see how horribly bendy AJ's hand is. Oh, AJ, wow, look at that. Well, really good. Okay, so, all right, let's try to figure out what the rotation of this should be. So let's look up pencil. Pencil. Thank you, pencil. And what I want to do is have this in the hand this way, and then have it like this if we're going to do it, right? Maybe something like this. Oh, wow. Okay, AJ. Okay, AJ. You do you. We're going to move this pencil maybe a little bit like that. And I think that's good enough. So if we come over here, and I'm going to copy this component, turn this off, and let's go back to pencil, and let's paste the component values. So what I'm really looking for, and that's actually not what I want to do, because I want to go to the pencil offset pivots, and I'm probably, oh, I think I screwed this all up. I think I did. That's probably completely wrong, but let's see what happens. Let's hit run. And hello, AJ. AJ, pick it up. Oh, AJ, you are so broken. Okay, so I'm going to reset this actually, and we're going to, and then kind of pull this out and see what happens. I need to come up with a better way of saving the transform data when I do this. And really, I feel like this should be on this side of it as it goes to pick it up. And then the entire pencil itself should probably be lower and closer. I'm not sure. Excuse me. All right, so AJ, reach for the stars, AJ. That is not reaching for the stars. That is reaching for a horrifying transform. So So that's the pencil hold point. So that's where that wants to be here. But that's not where I want this to actually be. I'm going to have to think about this, how I want this to work. And I'm not exactly sure how it's going to work. But anyway, we did get the piece of pencil in, so let's go to our plastic SCM, back up, and we are going to pencil and paper added to project. Under the pickups folder. Check in changes. We can check to see what the new changes. So it looks like the prompt manager was updated. So let's go ahead and update workspace. Okay, good. Well, it was a good start and not bad for an hour worth of work right before bedtime. So let's go ahead and save this, close out of here. We'll close our Unity project, and I'm going to head to bed where I will not be wearing this silly outfit. And yeah, anyway, thank you for those of you who jumped in. This was very impromptu, but this is one of the first times I've actually gotten in the last several months to sit down and do real work. Everything else has been management level stuff and then project management and telling people what to do and ordering people what not to do. So it's always lovely to sit down and get to play with the stuff that I actually like doing, which is this kind of stuff. So long everyone, and goodbye.